Welcome back to In the Garden. Today I'm joined with Craig Rucker, our Grange Co-op expert, and today we're talking about something very specific that's woody plants that you want to get rid of, like blackberries, and then you said poison oak as well.
And poison oak, yeah. So there's certain types of very noxious weeds, plants that are invasive here, or you generally don't want here. In the case of poison oak, that are really hard to kill with just a regular lawn weed killer. There's certain things weed killers that work really well on herbaceous, on very soft tissued weeds. But when you get stuff that's more woody, stuff that's harder to kill, it takes something a little more specific, a little more something with a little oomph to it to really get rid of those.
Perfect. So how does this work?
So this product here, I brought one here, this is under the image label. We have a few. The important thing is that when you look on the label, that the ingredient is called triclopyr. So triclopyr is the active ingredient, and you'll find that in maybe 4 different sprays that we have at the co-op. But what it does when you spray it on, it really works very well on broadleaf weeds. So it will kill pretty much any broadleaf plant, but what it's really targeted for, and the reason you would use this rather than another weed killer, is this is really good at killing those things that are really hard to kill.
Perfect. And when should people be applying this to these plants to get rid of them?
Yeah, so this time of year is when people are coming in because those plants are growing and they're getting big and they really want to kill them. The important thing is, though, we want to make sure we're not doing any spraying when it's too hot. So I like to tell people not to be doing any spraying when we're, say, over 85 degrees.
Oh, wow.
That does give a little bit of a cushion, but we want to make sure that we're not spraying when it's too hot, because certain weed killers will volatilize. They will actually evaporate, and they can cause quite a bit of problems. So you want to make sure, find as cool a day as you can, really look at the forecast. If we're getting, if we're in the 90s or above 100, you really are going to want to be kind of waiting for those temperatures to come down before you're doing it. So it's not impossible to find a day, you just really have to be watching the forecast.
Perfect. And is there anything else that people really need to be keeping in mind when using this product?
You want to always be using label instructions, right? You want to read the label. Very important that you're doing it at the specific amounts that is said on there, using any protective equipment that you might want to, that might be listed on the label. Really important, though, sometimes people think, well, if a little is good, a lot is better. Not at all true on herbicides. We want to make sure that we're doing it based on what the label recommendation is. Really important to do it that way.
Perfect. Well, Grange Co-op with all of the experts are the perfect place to find ways to get rid of your blackberries and your poison oak, especially using a product like this. So Craig, thank you so much for joining us in the garden and telling us how to get rid of some of those pesky plants. And thanks so much for joining us in the garden. We'll see you next time.